Good evening, everyone. Here is a feature of life in Connecticut that has becoming dishearteningly regular. The people of our state protest that they cannot accommodate another demand on their wallets. The state responds by doing just that with a knack for making the impact as deeply felt as possible. There are few areas where the effect of greater expense is more immediate than in your daily commute. This is already a challenging cost for some to meet and will become more so if the proposed 5% increase to Metro North takes effect. Metro North is a lifeline, as we all know, for the commuting public, and with over 40 million riders a year, the New Haven line is the busiest corridor in the nation. It relieves congestion on our already overcrowded highways and brings people to and from jobs that support its operations and the operation of the state as a whole, in fact, as was just mentioned by Representative Camilio, who talked about how these are often the biggest taxpayers in our state. And it doesn't always do it in the most effective, affordable manner. The latest proposed hike is the latest in a series to afflict Metro North passengers who have seen the price of their daily commute rise every year since 2012. On top of the annual regularly scheduled increase of 1% to pay for new rail cars, the state imposed a rate of 4% in 2012, 2013, and 14. Rising the price further is sure to solidify the impression, already widespread, that riders are paying for better service than they receive. Metro North's past history has been one of lackluster performance concerning safety issues and others. Despite, though, some of the latest improvements, commuters often remain frustrated by the lapses in quality and reliability, which persist as its ticket price lurches steadily forward. In fact, Connecticut commuters are only subsidized by a quarter of their fare. In other words, they pay 75%, while New York commuters only pay 50% because the state of New York recognizes of the benefit, and we should remember that. They already carry a much larger share. How much longer can this trend continue before our transportation system functions less as an incentive for people to stay in Connecticut and more a means to convey them permanently elsewhere? For the individuals and families who find themselves squeezed on all sides by the growing expense of residing here, paying more and more for the same level of rail service may prove to be a decisive factor in relocating either to New Jersey, Westchester County, Long Island. It adds to that negative impact when talking to real estate agents in our part of the state. Asking our rail commuters to pay for more for maintenance and operations when current funds are being diverted, often rated and used for other purposes, such as closing deficits, while spending has gone up more year after year, even as our tax revenues are the highest we've ever collected because we've had 2 historic tax increases. This is really causing great concern. And we've put up, as you've heard, many proposals to add more to DOT's funding by using current revenues more wisely and better than what we do. So instead of this 5% rate increase, the state of Connecticut should be doing everything in its power to stem the flow of families and businesses out of our state. And I urge the governor, I urge the Department of Transportation, who, by the way, have been working very hard. Give great kudos to our Department of Transportation. They have worked hard to improve its operations, and even on Metro North, we've all experienced fewer criticisms as of late. That's a good thing. But they should withdraw this proposal because it is unfair and costly imposition on our beleaguered commuters. Thank you so much for your consideration of this. I much appreciate it.